Hi everyone, thank you for coming. Welcome.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, good. It's good to see so many people here. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, we're really, really excited. This is the first ever Bitfinex Twitter space, and I'm sure there'll be many, many more to come. And so we're really, really excited to have Art from the CryptoGPT team join us. Have we got Ricardo on as well? Maybe not. So he might join shortly. So to kick off, let me introduce myself, and then Art, I'll ask you to introduce yourself too. So I'm Henry. I'm head of tokens at Bitfinex. And yeah, I've been working for the company for nearly 4 years, and really, really excited to be here today and share more information about Bitfinex and about the upcoming listing of GPT, which is the native token of CryptoGPT. So Art, I'll hand over to you now.
Thanks, Henry. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you very much. So thanks, Henry, for having us on. And yeah, really excited to have Bitfinex primary listing tomorrow, and hope today we can learn and actually educate more about all of the exciting things we're building with CryptoGPT. A month since we came out of stealth, and probably became one of the hottest communities already, growing at a very rapid pace. So very excited to talk more about our growth and ecosystem and how we're developing, especially with AI being such a strong narrative in the market. So hopefully we can explore this today in however much time we have.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll go into lots of detail because I'm sure everyone's here because they want to know about GPT and how and yeah, and why Bitfinex is the place to kind of access that token. So the first thing I want to ask is, um, is really answer the question is why is Bitfinex listing the GPT token? And so we're listing this token because Bitfinex is really committed to providing our user base with access to the highest quality, most popular new crypto assets. I think ChatGPT has opened the whole world's eyes, right, to the power of AI and how impactful that's going to be. And Bitfinex is really committed to decentralized solutions. So having decentralized solutions like CryptoGPT is really, really important at the moment. And we think we can add a lot of value, right, to the GPT ecosystem because of our huge institutional user base and our world-class trading infrastructure. Um,
Yes. Yeah, Henry, to add, I think, for us as well, really going and really pursuing Bitfinex is one of the oldest and most reputable exchanges in the industry. One of the few ones that are one of the most exclusive and really goes well and beyond on due diligence. You've been around for more than a decade now, right? So um, until now, I think AI in Bitfinex had some representation, but not much in terms of AI projects. And given that it is shaping up to be the main narrative of the year, I feel like we, with CryptoGPT, will become one of the first major tokens to list, and hopefully offer some exposure to the subcategory, I guess you want to call it, of AI, as AI is really booming both inside and really outside of crypto in the broader markets. I think it's one of the first crypto narratives, really looking back, 5 years, which is not just crypto specific, right? Because like Move to Earn, GameFi, these were all very crypto focused, but with AI, it's much broader. It's in the whole of finance, in the business world, as well as reflected in crypto. So for us, we have chosen this time to be the first retail focused project in crypto, because there are some AI projects, but they're mostly developing B2B solutions that consumers are not really able to experience. And with our AI to Earn, I hope this is going to be the first one, like ChatGPT was the first one that you could actually feel, and that's why it contributed to it going very viral, because consumers could feel, and experience AI with us, having launched the first product already, Alex, our AI chatbot. I think it's going to be more of the same, just reflecting the crypto world.
That's awesome. Yeah. So we've got a bunch of questions for you, and so I'll kind of kick those off now. And my co-host Ricardo will also jump in with a few questions. So, like our first question is, and you've kind of answered it already, but could you describe what crypto GPT is in like the most simple ways? Can you give us a high level overview of your project?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I always like to start with some context about the industry, right? It's the easiest way to understand. And big tech, really, Meta, Facebook, Google, Amazon, at heart, they are data businesses. They are trillion-dollar companies, but the most valuable asset that they have is user data, and they just find different ways to monetize user data. So, them rising to trillion-dollar valuation, they sell data to advertisers. They build algorithms to basically monetize the data. And what's really important about that is that you are the product on all these social media platforms. Without whether you know it or not, you are the product. And and data is not only important for that. It created some of the biggest big tech companies in the world. Data as an asset class, is very important because um, of current monetization methods. That's one, in advertising, on all of these different areas in global business. But also, we expect this to really, 100x in value in terms of how valuable data as an asset class becomes, because data is going to power the next generation of AI models. AI models are at a decent stage right now, but they are really just language models are at a good place in terms of development, and we can get into more of that. But really, the value of AI is going to be unlocked over the next 10, 20, 30 years. And how that value is going to be unlocked in AI is by collecting data, packaging it, and then using it to build AI models in different industries, in manufacturing, in biotech, in chemistry, in medicine, in logistics, in all these different industries. And this data is going to be used to power the AI models across these industries. And so, having all of this in mind, without data, it is not possible to build and improve AI models. And we will need trillions of data points over the next 10, 20, 30 years. And really, what CryptoGPT at its core is, it is a ZK layer 2 blockchain, a blockchain, our own layer 2, which is privacy focused because of ZK rollup technology that we use. And our specific business model is that we bring data to the AI age, to the AI revolution, for billions of users. And currently we have already 20 million, 2 million end users at launch, in our app ecosystem. With just basic testing on testnet, and we've onboarded tons of different apps already. Announced some, you can check out on our Twitter. But the main component is that we achieve it by allowing users to own and monetize their data on our blockchain, and it works basically in three main steps. Users on board on our protocol, they use apps. All the apps that you already use, like for example, lifestyle apps, social media apps, sports apps, gaming apps, all these different apps. And this is one of my responsibilities. I lead ecosystem app integrations in our blockchain. And then, users use all of those apps, all of those social apps, lifestyle apps, sports apps, and we collect their data, we package it, and we anonymize that data with ZK rollups. And we monetize that data in the global data marketplace, which is, among other things, supplying data to build the next generation of AI models across various industries, as I mentioned, across manufacturing, across biotech, medicine, all these different industries. And these AI models, they will create trillions of dollars in value over the next decades. And we are going to be the ones supplying that data, a major broker of the data. And it is all anonymized. So, for example, the big differentiator from big tech is that your data is just out in the open, all of your personal details. In our case, we anonymize it by ZK rollup. So you are not only reclaiming the ownership of your data with our blockchain because you monetize it, otherwise you're just the product without getting a chunk of that profit.
Thanks, Art. My question is, why would an AI model want to use my data? Like, how does the data get used to improve the AI model?
Sorry, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I think I cut off at the last moment. Yes.
Okay, yeah, my question is, why would an AI model want to use my data? Like, how does it improve the AI model
for sure,
to use a user's data?
Yeah, so this basically, goes back to how we monetize it, right? So broadly, there are two most important economic flows, that to understand the CryptoGPT ecosystem, and this connects to why AI models require data, right? So the first is that CryptoGPT derives the value generated across many industries that use and create those AI models. So, for example, a biotech company creating an AI model in their field of research, right? For example, a logistics company creating a routing AI model to make their freight routes more efficient. For example, a manufacturing company creating an AI model to make their production process more efficient. Right? So all of these AI models that real businesses use require data inputs, and accurate AI models cannot exist without relying on millions of those data points, right? So what basically CryptoGPT provides, we provide data through all of these different apps that are onboarded on the protocol. We provide data inputs to the vast trillion-dollar AI industry, all of this value that's going to be created over the next decades, and allow developers and users to get paid for that data. So we call this the global data marketplace, and we can delve more into what constitutes that global data marketplace. But we basically allow users to monetize that data in the global data market, where the majority of the protocol revenue is produced. So that's where the revenue flows into the GPT token. Sorry, I believe I cut off again.
No, I can hear you.
Great.
Yeah, Henry, did you have another question you wanted to ask?
Yeah, no, that was great. Thank you so much, Art. So, Art, on the next question, right? So I need you to do us a favor here, which is not get too technical with your answer, because not all of us are developers. But can you explain in like a language that we can all understand? Like, how do your ZK rollups work, right? I think everybody's interested in this, because something that has boomed over the last couple of months, the last year even, has been ZK rollups. So can you explain to us in kind of accessible language how you'll work?
For sure. So again, starting a bit from far away, so we're building a layer 2 blockchain with a specific scaling solution, right? There are different scaling solutions, and ZK rollups, in our case, it has specific utility. So there are several scaling solutions that have some common traits, right? So you've heard of Polygon, perhaps, or Optimism, or ZK Sync or Starkware. So they all enable faster, cheaper, higher throughput transactions on Ethereum, right? So it's all cost less, it's faster, it's more efficient, it's more scalable than on the layer 1 Ethereum. And so ultimately, we say that Ethereum becomes more scalable by using layer 2 blockchains. And we're using a specific layer 2 blockchain scaling solution, which is ZK rollups. And so ZK rollups is one of the ways to scale Ethereum, but differentiating factor of ZK rollups is that it makes transactions anonymous, and it is way more private, compared to other scaling solutions. For example, optimistic rollups, right? So, in our case, why it's so important is because previous privacy attempts like Tornado Cash, showed that really perfectly private money is quite unlikely because governments don't like it, and they basically see it as non-compliant, which is really problematic, for adoption. And so, CryptoGPT is the first project to put privacy technology into a use case that really makes sense and is also accepted by the governments. And so how we do it is, when using applications on CryptoGPT, your data is recorded and then kept anonymous thanks to the ZK technology. It's not possible with any other scaling solution on Ethereum. So the ZK technology is more useful in terms of anonymizing your data, not just anonymizing your transactions, right? So what you see a lot of other ZK projects do is they are focusing on private transactions, but with us, it's actually private data, right? It's more anonymous data. You cannot see, you cannot trace back the data back to the person. So, and we collect the data and monetize it. So we only record your behavioral data, but your personal details are anonymized. So this is, again, something that big tech doesn't do. They are just, using your data out in the open. And this is the big data revolution that, I was referring to before, is that we not only allow you to take control of your data, but we also allow you to monetize it, but also keep it anonymous so that you cannot trace the data back to the specific person, and only the behavioral patterns are recorded. And that is why we usually say that this is the perfect marriage between AI and blockchain. There has been debates, whether you can merge them, but in our case, ZK blockchain allows to make data private, and AI allows data to be monetized by putting it into commercial applications, right? So blockchain, in this case, provides kind of the technological layer, the decentralized, fast payments, scalable payments. And on the other side, data and AI allows it to put it into real businesses, across manufacturing, biotech, all these different industries, and build AI models. And so this is really the perfect combination. We take the data, we improve it with blockchain, and then we monetize it with AI.
Thank you very much for that answer, Art. Would you mind explaining how the data to AI engine works? Like, once you collect this data, how is it that you're anonymizing it and then packaging it up and adding it to the global marketplace?
Yeah, of course. So, first off, accurate AI models, they cannot exist without relying on millions of data points, right? Actually billions, and in the future probably going to be trillions of data points. And so our invention, what we call the data to AI engine, is an engine that allows any business, academia, government, or person to build AI models with vast data, collected by CryptoGPT. So it basically focuses on several steps. It ensures that anonymous data is used to create value in AI algorithms, across all these different businesses in the real world. And then, it basically, the data to AI engine is basically a quick way to describe, the process that the data goes through from collection to basically, monetizing it. So it goes through, several different steps. Data is collected, data is processed, data is encrypted, and also is packaged, and then is sold for commercial applications. So commercial applications is actually a bit more complex, and that's where the complexity of the data to AI engine comes in, because the packaging and the monetization of the data, it will vary across different industries and depends on the app in our ecosystem. So different apps, data across different apps. So for example, on a fitness app on our blockchain, on a music app on our blockchain, on a traveling app on our blockchain, all these different apps collect different types of data, and then they are sold in the global data marketplace for different players, be it researchers, be it businesses, be it governments, right? So all of that is basically a quick way to explain how data from collection to monetization, the path that it goes through.
Awesome, thank you so much. Really, really interesting. So I think on our next kind of question is, what role, what's the role of the GPT token, within the ecosystem? Like, how can we use the token? Can you explain us, tell the users, why the token is important?
Yeah, for sure. So, we call it, in the company, we call the GPT token the lifeblood, or, the crown jewel of the global AI economy. And, it sounds maybe corny, but we really mean that, because, usually blockchain gas tokens lack value. Historically in crypto, they're mostly used for gas, which makes those tokens in demand, right? Naturally, like different blockchains have gas tokens, and then to use that blockchain, as there are more users and more developers, that token is in demand. But that's where usually the blockchain gas token utility ends. And GPT has much more to offer in this, because we go beyond just the value, just kind of that value of the gas for transactions, and we call GPT the first multi-value gas token. And GPT token is used for transaction gas. That's one, but it's also used for staking yield. It's also used for cash flow from our ecosystem apps, and every sustainable ecosystem requires income sources, and so only then really the sustainable value can be created for the whole community. And so we rely on the global data marketplace as our source of revenue. And CryptoGPT has diversified income funnels. It kind of makes it not reliant on any particular cause, and more robust against market volatility, because how we think about it is usually blockchains compete among the same user base, right? So all the developers, Web3 developers, they may choose different blockchains to go and build their applications. But we say that we are not going for that market. We're going for the Web2 market, which is we are bringing external applications from Web2 that already have hundreds of thousands of users, and we are giving them an on-ramp, and we're giving their users a chance to monetize their data. And these apps, we're giving them, new revenue models. So what happens is that, for them, usually, in Web2, probably, as there are a lot of apps that have a lot of users, but they lack the business model, to monetize those users. And so what we allow to do for those developers and also for the users that they have is we allow to monetize them and monetize their data. And so this is basically a new income source for them that they never imagined. So that's why, you see the apps that we're announcing, with hundreds of thousands of users, then a social college app, or Palm, a dating app that we just announced. And also, we're going to keep announcing more and more apps after token listing. And so the reason why they come to us is because we just allow them to monetize something that they never imagined they could even monetize at their scale, which is user data, which is also anonymized. So it's also protected and all, very compliant. And most of all, GPT token, to get back to your question, it benefits from consistent cash flow, which is generated from the global data marketplace. So global data marketplace is a multi-trillion-dollar market in the making that will power AI models across different industries. And so our token is going to be the main beneficiary from that, because it controls the GPT DAO, which controls our treasury and deploys funds into different avenues.
Thank you, Art. Can you briefly explain how governance works in CryptoGPT? Like how if I'm a GPT token holder, I can participate in the platform's governance?
Yeah, of course. So governance is really one of the major utilities of the GPT token. I perhaps mentioned it quickly, but I mentioned cash flow to the GPT token, and so really the cash flow means that GPT stakers, which constitute the governance of CryptoGPT, GPT stakers will have governance over the treasury and will choose on the best pathways to manage the treasury, right? So, cash flow comes from the global data marketplace. It goes to the GPT treasury, which is controlled by the GPT DAO, which is our governance mechanism. And so this mostly means that, proposals in the GPT DAO can be raised. They will include, token buybacks and burns. They will include even potential venture allocations, other AI developments, and all these different other utilities that we're building towards. So this really has inherent value because GPT governance, GPT DAO, it really controls most of the cash flow that is coming into the ecosystem.
Thanks so much, Art. And so what kind of apps are going to be integrated with CryptoGPT? Any of them that we're familiar with?
Yeah, for sure. So, one of the this is area I work on the most. So it's one of my favorite things to talk about. So, one of the biggest competitive advantages that the CryptoGPT has against other blockchains is that we have a solid plan how to predictably onboard users and developers, right? So ultimately, the value of each blockchain comes down to how many users it has, and the number of users depends on developers. So these developers have to be building quality products, and ultimately that drives the whole value of the blockchain, right? So without it, decentralization and network sustainability is not really possible. We need to be very decentralized, have a lot of users, and for that we need apps. So what most blockchains do is they compete on all these technological metrics that I mentioned, and they're trying to divide this not so big pie, right? Which is a Web3 pie. It's not that big on industry yet, and just onboarding crypto native users that already aren't crypto, it's a limiting market, and it is the market that most blockchains operate in today. To onboard those crypto users and crypto native developers, blockchains, they offer different things, right? They offer grants, VC investments. If you choose to build on the network, you probably heard about that. So they offer all these incentives, but is that really enough? CryptoGPT, we really take a very contrarian approach on that, and we tap into a whole different Web2 market, as I mentioned, right? So we developed a user and developer acquisition model that is predictable, that is scalable, and makes the whole ecosystem way less reliant, dependent on the natural fluctuations of the crypto market, because we rely on Web2 users, which are going to be there, whether it's bear or bull. And so a challenge that crypto developers face is that the activity of those native apps drops significantly during the bear markets, which makes the network harder to run. And so in our case, we onboard evergreen applications, from Web2, bring users into the ecosystem. And so to kind of continue, with the analogy, we don't try to divide the existing small pie of users. We're not trying to fight for the same pie of users, but rather what we do is we expand that pie to include non-crypto audiences. So we are unlocking mass adoption by offering, apps and users new ways to monetize and productize something that they already have, which is their data. So this presents really a no-brainer choice for apps to onboard and join our ecosystem. And we are developing something called a CryptoGPT SDK, which is going to be even more. It's basically going to be even easier for new developers and users to join. And as you said, we already have onboarded apps that are testing on our private testnet with 2 million existing end users. So we have a goal to onboard apps with 10 million users in the next months as we move closer to the mainnet. And some of them we have announced. For example, a dating app, Palm, with 200K users, or a social network, Den, which is a college app used in over 100 different colleges with 150K users. And so we will announce more and more after listing. We're doing tests now, and ultimately we already have 2 million. But with the way that everything is heading, from what I know, it is really increasing. The pace at which we onboard apps is really is getting faster and faster, and I believe that we're going to be on track to onboard 10 million users by end of year, which would make obviously CryptoGPT the most used, the most active blockchain in the world by the number of users. So we're really, really excited about that, and that's one of the things that we focused mostly.
Thank you, Art. The last question that I had for you is, would you mind explaining what the NFT data capsules are and how they interplay with the other elements in the ecosystem?
Sure. So, the data capsules, first off, data capsules are NFTs, right? So they are NFTs that enable AI to earn. And AI to earn is really a quick way to explain our whole concept, because users onboard onto our ecosystem, they use our apps, and then they earn for contributing their data to AI. So we call it AI to earn. And so what data capsule NFTs do is they enable your earning by using our ecosystem apps. And so it is an NFT that stores your activity data and enables earning across the apps built on CryptoGPT. So the NFTs will be able to be acquired by staking GPT token, which is one of the major utilities of GPT token, right? And this is going live basically immediately after listing with our growth campaign. And then they will be tradable on our NFT marketplace. And so these NFTs, there will be 5 different tiers, and they each have their different attributes, which basically determine the rate at which you can earn by using all of these different applications on our blockchain. So there are 3 main attributes of NFTs, which is parsing strength, computation strength, and longevity. And based on these 3 attributes, NFTs are tiered into five more different tiers, right? So these are basically rarity tiers, right? So you can basically see which combination of parsing, computation, and longevity they have, and then they are tiered into 5 different tiers. And then user will be able to see and choose based on their activity levels, based on all these attributes, which one they want to choose. So NFTs, in short, they play an essential role in the ecosystem because you cannot earn without having a data capsule NFT. And the data capsule NFTs enable earning from contributing data to the ecosystem, which is, then monetized from selling it.
Okay, thank you. Art, is there anything that we haven't asked about CryptoGPT that you feel is important for everyone here that's listening to know?
Yeah. So I guess the main thing is that we are very excited to be working with you guys with Bitfinex, and we're very excited for our launch tomorrow, which is Friday 11 a.m. UTC. We open on Bitfinex, and this is going to be one of the first infrastructure layer 2 projects built for AI, with a use case that is really independent of the usual fluctuations of the crypto market, which makes us really robust in terms of crypto natural ups and downs. So we bring something unique to the table. I think we bring anonymized data. We bring unique user and developer acquisition model, which is new in crypto, and already some great business development traction, having onboarded 2 million users. So bottom line is, we are one of the first big infrastructure projects to merge 2 of the biggest technological innovations of our time, which is AI and blockchain. And so in my eyes, these 2, they complement each other seamlessly in our case, because blockchain brings that speed, that low transaction cost, that anonymity, while AI it integrates with the vast industries, the power global economy, especially the economy of the future, of all these AI models that are going to get built over the next 10, 20, 30 years. And we believe we are going to be one of the main suppliers of that data for that data market. So we're listing tomorrow on Friday, 11 a.m. UTC, and the listing event will kickstart with our road to 10 million end users on the protocol.
Thank you. I wanted to remind everyone to sign up for Bitfinex's Discord at discord.gg/Bitfinex. Henry, did you have any final words?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you all so much for listening in. It's amazing to have so many people turn up for our first ever Bitfinex Twitter space. For those of you who joined recently, GPT trading will open tomorrow at 11 a.m. UTC. Also, really excitingly, Bitfinex has offered a huge trading fee discount, so it will definitely be the best place to trade GPT tokens. And Art, thank you so much for joining, and thank you again, everyone, for listening in.
Thank you very much, guys. See you.
See ya. Thanks.